I feel like we should have more moon technology or some shit. You know what I'm saying? I think shit is like flying up from the ocean to the sky.
It's like surfing in some oil spillage. Inhaled like a whole bag of goose feathers.
I worry primarily about whether there are nightclubs in heaven.
It's my mic. There it is. There it is.
Have you tested how well these socks work? Yeah, alright. It works.
Check or yeah? Check
Yeah.
it, check.
Yeah,
Check the
it's
mic.
pretty good. Not that distance, but it doesn't need any time.
Okay.
Bass compressors and all that. We'll fix it up.
Sweet.
So, welcome to Oh Well You Bastards, episode 5. We're getting this one in before Jack goes out of town. In the studio, we have Alex Simonian with us.
Hey.
Hello.
Hey, what's going on?
It's been a while.
Yeah,
It's been years.
it's been a couple of years, man. It's wild. Like I don't even remember the last time I saw you.
I found with the episode with Katie, podcast is a good way to catch up with people, though. It's different.
Yeah, dude. Okay, I'm into it.
It's a big conversation.
Yeah.
How's the drive from, are you in Carmel Valley
Yeah,
again?
I'm in Carmel Valley right now. Moving out soon to maybe like Mira Mesa, Claremont, La Jolla. I don't know where yet.
Right on.
Yeah, it wasn't too bad. There's some traffic, but it only took like 30 minutes. Not bad.
Sorry.
Oh shit.
This isn't professional.
Dead.
Good. How's this?
That's good.
Can
Yeah.
I scoot closer to y'all? I feel
Yeah, we can move you around a little bit.
I'm just gonna push
No,
this.
you're in the punishment corner.
punishment corner.
Yeah,
have
we,
to-
we used to have a guest over here, and that felt too cramped for people. I'm glad you like to be close.
Yeah, no, I like okay.
Ah!
Okay. How we doing here?
Minions casting couch.
Oh no! No more Minions casting couch. No more Minions casting
want
couch
Minions.
cuck
I
porn.
want
I
more.
swore I would never say that assembly of words again. After we recorded that, I just
saying
swore
more.
never again. That
Give me
assembly
more.
of words is too much.
The old daddy casting couch with Minion Daddy.
Deep,
say we go
deep
for it.
cut, but I'm pretty sure Minions casting couch cuck porn is the anti-life equation. Like that's what Darkseid has been looking for all this time. Just that assembly of words will just obliterate all life in the universe.
Well, if I'm being honest, when I go on the dark web, I'm usually checking out Minion cuck daddy porn. It's not that hard to find.
That's where it is.
It's
Because
not
I
that
shut down
hard.
Silk Road, right? That
Well,
used
it
to
was-
be your main hot.
It was on Silk Road. That was what they were
Oh.
selling on Silk Road mainly with like
Hard
the
copies of
hard
Minions
copies. It was VHS weirdly enough, but like
Delivered via drone,
yeah, yeah.
and then the drone would explode. So
You
it
had to
couldn't
pay
be
with
traced.
Dogecoin.
Yeah, this is.
Christ.
Yeah, so that specifically is the reason why DeviantArt was nuked. They just blew it up 3 years ago to stem the tide of casting couch minions cuck porn, and then
Yeah.
it went underground into the dark web.
Yeah, well, also like LimeWire, Pirate Bay, those are all Napster. Those are all solid sources of finding that currently, if you wanted to. I mean,
Also,
I'm not saying you
SoulSeek
wanted
for
to.
the true nerds
So-
out there. You're into obscure music. You know about SoulSeek.
Yeah.
This horrifying Minions bit has escaped into another podcast. It has cross-contamination. We have to nuke the podcast.
Well, it's good. You know, I do like the gigantic Minions cuck poster you have over your bed, Ian, that you put up from last.
Yeah, that's totally there since the last episode.
It looks good.
We're
It's-
continuing the grand tradition of establishing things that are in Ian's room because nobody can see. So yeah, there's definitely just a big ol' a big ol' 100% illegal Minions casting couch cuck porn poster.
Yeah, it's a little bit
Right next to the snaggletooth anarchist emo poster, but way bigger than that.
And there's the Her poster right next to it, which, if you're wondering why Joaquin Phoenix looks so ambivalent and mildly distraught, that's why.
Yeah, I mean the Minions poster's a bit pixely. You kind of blew it up a little too much, but it looks good. I like it. It adds to the room. It's good.
FedEx can only do so much.
You shouldn't have printed it as a JPEG, man. It's too many artifacts.
Can I? Never mind. I have this picture that my friends and I we printed it out in Chicago in the school library, like public library, and like all these students were sitting in this quiet room, and we printed this picture out. Let me just pull it up really quick. Maybe you could put it on the screen too. I don't know what the capabilities are.
If you Facebook message it to me, then I can do that easily.
There's just this image that we found on Google by typing a baby with applesauce on lips.
What?
And let me see if I can find it. Oh yeah, there it is.
I like where this is going.
And we printed out. So DePaul, the school I went to, has this gigantic printer, like this big. Like it prints like fucking huge pictures.
Oh wow, the professional.
Just imagine he's doing the arm pose.
Yeah,
of,
sorry, I know
of
my
the Jesus
gestures.
statue in Rio.
It's about 2 Minions
all the way
wide.
out. It's a very big printer. He's gesticulating for us.
So we went into the library and printed this out and hung it on his wall. I'll send. I'll Facebook message that.
We can make that the album cover if you want.
Yeah, that'd be great. That'd be great.
Do it. No matter what kind of perverted thing we establish in this episode, I'm not drawing another one. After the Minions casting couch, I can't do another one.
Let me just give you the old message, Rooney, and then I'll be on our way. Thanks for watching the podcast. I'm Alex. I'll see you later.
While Alex is doing this, Andrew Malam, he told me to say hi to you. He also hadn't seen you since the ice hockey show in San Diego, that house show.
Yeah, I remember. Dude, I miss Andrew.
Shout out to Andrew.
Andrew!
His current band is Artorias. If you like metal or hardcore or screamo, you should type that in on the web and check it out. They have a Bandcamp.
They're like touring and stuff, right?
Yeah, I think so. He played bass in Portrayal of Guilt for a few shows.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if they have a full-time bassist. It might just be like a guitarist, the samples DJ guy, and the drummer.
That's cool. Yeah, no, they're doing kind of well, aren't they?
Yeah, they are. They're getting a lot of acclaim. They're a pretty good band.
Yeah. Good job, Andrew baby.
So,
Andrew.
What are you involved with musically? I've seen Galaxy Fingers. Are you doing anything else?
Not right now. Galaxy Fingers is really the extent of it. Just trying to focus on that right now.
Right on. And that has Jordan from Big Bad Buffalo?
Yes, Jordan and Silvio, actually.
Oh, nice.
Well, it's mostly just me and my friend Clara writing everything, and then we kind of go to Jordan and Silvio they're
to fill it out.
Yeah, fantastic musicians. Like, both of them, Jordan on drums and Silvio on bass, like crazy good musicians. So they help the sound quite a bit.
Yeah, the only time I've seen Big Bad Buffalo was at Che Cafe. They had a great set. They were opening for There.
Oh, yeah. I wasn't there for
acoustic
that,
set.
but yeah. I wish I could have made it to that. I think I was in Chicago though at that time. But yeah, they're really good musicians. Like, they blow me away all the time. It's crazy. But yeah, Galaxy Fingers is really the only thing I'm doing.
For sure.
Yeah.
Well, it's definitely a good project. Seems work wow.
Yeah. I'm happy about it right now.
I still have a Malone tape up here. You're probably just cringing right now, but I still love it.
Dude,
Is this like what happens when somebody finds my DeviantArt from 10 years ago? Is that what's going on? There's no Minions couch porn on there, but it's still pretty embarrassing. Is it like that, but for musicians?
listen, Minions couch porn is much less embarrassing than Malone.
Well, now we got to listen to it.
Oh, please, God.
Yeah,
no.
I was
It'll play us out when we end the podcast.
Oh, Christ.
I was talking with this guy, Jordan, that I've connected to on the internet. He took Reverie and uploaded it on YouTube to immortalize it.
That motherfucker, yeah. I took it all off Bandcamp and everywhere. I deleted the Facebook page, deleted the Bandcamp, and then this motherfucker is posting it on YouTube, like the whole discography. And I'm like, God damn it.
Yeah,
Can't escape this shit.
He's an emo stand. Jordan, if you're listening, sorry. I still love you.
He's just trying to make sure that everybody has heard Malone. He's putting out a best of CD, a 3 CD set. He's promoting it on late night TV.
The best of CD is coming out. It is a blank CD.
It's the best of, so you can put whatever music you want on there and just call that the best of.
Yeah.
Have you been in contact with Diplo? I bet he would be into remixing all those emo tracks.
Wait a minute. Are you talking about discount Legos? Diplo blocks?
Yeah. I think the producer, he was born as a discount Lego, and he morphed into a DJ and producer.
Oh wow, good for him. Way to make something of yourself.
Heck yeah.
Yeah, like we established in last week's
It's
episode.
an inspiring story for sure.
Like we established in last week's episode, where I was a lobster, specifically a rock lobster. But we already did that bit, and it's not a bit. It was 100% true. I am, in fact, the subject of the B-52's song "Rock Lobster."
I think it's by the Clash. Clash, Rock Hard Lobster by the Clash, classic song.
Dude,
Classic
I love
band.
Sid Vicious from that band.
Okay,
No, I think it's by Kiss, actually.
But I think the
I think you're
real big
wrong.
career that launched from the Clash was Mick Jagger.
He's like 43, but he looks good.
Oh, Mick Jagger looks fantastic.
Yeah.
Wait,
He's got the swagger.
hang on. Mick Jagger. There's that famous picture of him.
I might be
Of
able to
him
pull it up
bent.
faster.
Is that him? I forget if it's him or not. But him bent over. Do you know the one I'm talking about? With his stomach just looks like a face.
I'm sure that that's true.
I don't know if it's Mick Jagger
sure
or
that
if
that's
it's someone
him.
else. I forget.
It
who
might be
is.
Keith Richards or Steven Tyler.
Oh, it might be Steven Tyler. Hang on. Let me take a peek.
I'm of all the rock stars of the 70s and 80s, I'm absolutely I think the one that baffles me most is that Steven Tyler is still alive, because he I don't know where I heard this, I don't know what the source is, but legend has it that he drank vodka laced with heroin
What the fuck?
pretty regularly, at
Oh my
least a
God.
couple times.
I'm not seeing the stomach
And
face, but I'm seeing his beach bod.
Oh, that's good too.
I'm not seeing that. I'm not 100% sure that he is still alive. Maybe it's like a Weekend at Bernie's situation, and there's just some really Industrial Light and Magic is pulling some clever practical effects. And we're all just convinced that Steven Tyler's still alive.
Cute Armageddon scene. I don't want to close my
Okay.
eyes.
I'm glad you brought that up, because holy shit, that was his daughter in that scene, implicitly getting pounded a minute later by Ben Affleck.
I didn't
and
hear
he
about
was
this.
singing about it.
I didn't hear about this.
No,
I don't
okay.
know
So have you
anything about
ever
this.
seen the closest thing that Michael Bay has made to a good movie, Armageddon?
No.
Okay, well, in it, Ben Affleck is in a relationship with Liv Tyler, who in the movie is Bruce Willis's daughter, but in reality is Steven Tyler's daughter.
Yeah.
And they work Ben Affleck and Bruce Willis work on an oil rig together, and he hates Ben Affleck because he's not good enough for my daughter. I'm gonna shoot at him with a shotgun because I found out that my daughter loves him. And I'm not even kidding. That's what he does. He they are just pulling a tug of war over a woman, and it's totally okay in the context of the movie, I guess.
Christ.
But there's a scene, a really uncomfortable romance scene before they leave to blow up the asteroid, which is the plot of the movie. They go to blow up the asteroid, and Ben Affleck. it's just Ben Affleck and Liv Tyler on a picnic blanket, and he's playing with animal crackers on her bare stomach and doing a
God,
Steve Irwin impression.
Jesus.
And it's
No.
and it's a sweet. It's supposed to be a sweet romantic thing, and then she's like, "I don't want you to go to the asteroid and blow it up, but I gotta go to the asteroid and blow it up, or else nobody else will, and your dad's going with me." And it's like, "Oh, one of you will own me at the end of this." Yeah, that's
What the fuck?
Yeah, they are just debating over who gets claim to Liv Tyler, the dad or the boyfriend. It's really stupid.
What movie is this? This is Transformers 4? Or?
It's pretty much it's the Transformers prequel before the robots show up.
Before CGI was as good.
But yeah, and so he's like, "Oh, I gotta go to the asteroid to blow it up, and then I'll come back, and then I'll just fuck the shit out of you. But in case I don't come back, let's do that right now."
Do the
and then
animal
they start
cracker
making
bit.
out, and it's Steven Tyler Liv Tyler's actual father singing the romantic ballad over this
while
scene.
they're crushing.
Yeah,
Smashing.
while they're crushing, and it tastefully pans away to the sunset. It's just like, I don't want to close my eyes. I don't want to fall asleep because I miss you, baby.
Wait,
and
I
Ben
don't wanna
Affleck's
miss
petting
a
my daughter.
I have a question real quick. Why didn't we start with karaoke?
Oh, we could edit that in.
We have done that before.
I would
If you
like
wanna
to
pick
do,
a song.
I would like to get like pretty drunk and then do the karaoke.
Yeah, let's do that.
We
but-
could do it as
okay,
a closer.
This
Okay,
is,
yeah, that's
this
cool with me.
is, This is I feel like my go-to question, like getting to know people, like my go-to icebreaker question. What is your go-to karaoke song?
Okay, so here's the thing. I lived in Japan for a year, so we did karaoke a lot. In Japan, my go-to karaoke song was My Morning Train. No, I forget what it's called. 9 to 5 by Sheena Easton.
Ooh.
Do you know that song?
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah, that one. But if I were to suggest a song for today, I would just go with City Escape from the Sonic Adventure soundtrack. I mean, I feel like that's appropriate, right?
Does that one have lyrics? I know
It does, yeah.
I know.
Rolling around at the speed of
sound. That's how every
clapping over
that's
here?
how every song with lyrics in a Sonic game goes. Just like Sonic really is just legendary for its top tier butt rock.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely, absolutely.
It's so great, and all you can literally write a song for a Sonic game in your sleep, and you could probably get money from Sega to do it. Like that's Ian does like online work where it's like you get like you play a video like on your phone or something, and it gives you money for that. And he has a phone that he just leaves running like that, so he makes money in his sleep. But this is how you really make money in your sleep: you write a Sonic butt rock song
Yeah, there you go.
in your sleep, and then sell it to Sega for like $500.
That is fucking
I
genius.
can't imagine them paying more than $500 for those songs.
No, I forget who the band is that wrote it too.
It's
like
it's one of those. What if they have a house band?
Was it Coldplay? You said Speed of Sound?
Oh yeah, no, Coldplay wrote that song. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Coldplay wrote a Sonic song.
The better version of Radiohead.
Of course.
No, I think Muse is the better version of Radiohead.
Oh, true.
yeah.
Especially their new stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, Muse and like I don't know. I've been listening. I don't know if you heard this band before, the Smokers.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah,
they're a good
awesome.
version of Radiohead's head. I think they're good. They're like kind of taking Radiohead's like vision, and they're like making it way better. That's just my
Like
opinion.
what if
Disapproving
what
it.
if Radiohead never made Creep?
Yeah.
All I'm saying is there's a line in Creep where he just says your skin makes me cry, and that's kind of creepy.
Ooh, that's nice.
I thought Sting was like at the top of the unintentionally creepy songs list with Every Breath You Take.
Yeah.
And no, it's Creep.
It's Creep. Creep's
I
up
mean, the
there.
song's literally called Creep, so you're not off to a great start. But then
No.
when you say I'm a creep, and then you say your skin makes me cry, my next thought is give me your skin.
Give me your skin.
I'm a
before the
skin
holiday.
collector.
anyway, Ian, what is your go-to karaoke song?
Yeah,
if you
yeah.
had to pick one.
I want to hear.
My go-to karaoke song.
Please
I don't
say
know.
Malone.
I don't
Please say
sing
Malone.
karaoke a lot.
Then
Maybe
you
David Bowie,
do not
since I have
truly
that
live.
open right now.
Ooh, can we get some Life on Mars on this, or some Under Pressure,
Yeah, I could do Under Pressure easily. I would only know the chorus of
or
Life on
some
Mars, I
some
think.
Back in Black?
Yeah,
by
that's a David
by
Bowie song
Bowie.
too.
Yeah. Or Don't Want to Close My Eyes, but it was a collab between him and Steven Tyler to sing about his daughter getting plowed by Ben Affleck. Oh, yeah.
This is a bit more underground, but I could destroy a Thursday karaoke too.
Ooh,
Like I
what
know all
song?
those lyrics.
Oh yeah, boy.
What song are you
which
thinking?
song? What's the first one you'd pick?
First song I would pick. World of Time is too sad for karaoke. Probably Understanding in a Car Crash.
Oh shit!
Yeah, that definitely sounds more chipper, just going by the title.
I mean, that song is more upbeat than World of Time, though. World of Time's like dark about suicide in New Jersey.
Fuck, dude.
So
What is that?
I'm pretty sure there's a Bruce Springsteen song about exactly that, and people sing it at karaoke all the time.
Cheeseburger in Paradise.
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah, that's definitely the one.
Yeah.
Wait, no. It's a different Bruce Springsteen song. Boat Drinks.
Boat Drinks.
Yeah.
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 I forgot what I was gonna say.
Ian, put Bo drinks in. We're just cutting out his work for him. This is a running gag at this point, just making him put more songs in there.
Ian, put a mashup of every song on the Shrek 2 soundtrack with Cheeseburger in Paradise.
Okay, but
Please.
I'll do All-Star and Cheeseburger in Paradise. That's what you're
Okay,
getting.
that's
For
good.
real,
That's good. Thanks.
like-
cheers to that, my friend.
Boat Drinks sounds like a parody of a Jimmy Buffett song that people don't believe is real when I tell them it's an actual Jimmy Buffett song, but it is. It's an actual Jimmy Buffett song with a chorus where he repeatedly says the phrase boat drink. It's not. It's descended into self-parody, and it's my favorite song by him.
You ever hear that song? It just reminded me because you said boat, and I was like,
I said boat a lot of times.
boat, I'm on a boat.
Oh,
I'm on
yeah.
a boat. That's like the most G song I've ever heard in my life. By the Lonely
Yeah, by
Islands.
Smosh, right?
Smosh, by Smosh, yeah. By Smosh, and I'm on a boat.
And it was
I'm on a
co-written
boat.
by the guys
And
who do
Pikachu
Control
was
Alt
with
Delete.
me on the fucking
On
boat.
this boat.
Yeah.
Gonna smosh on the boat. Like it's something like, I don't remember the lyrics. but
Christ.
Something like that.
I showed Jack your Jason Targus videos right now. Sorry, this isn't Alex Simonian here in the studio. We have Jason Targus with us right now.
Alex is joining us later in the podcast.
I actually have I actually have a couple filmed Jason videos that I never put up. But they're on my computer at home. I could send them to you if you want.
Yeah, I'd like to see those. I pulled it up on our TV, the YouTube app last night.
Yeah, I think they're kind of funny. I mean, but I don't
Yeah,
know.
they're
Who the fuck
stupid,
am
but
I
they're
to say?
funny.
It's
I thought
really,
they- I
it's
thought they were
really
funny.
dumb. It's super dumb, but
I will say this. If you ever plan on doing more with that, just henceforth never tell anyone, never admit that you are Alex.
oh, absolutely,
It's this,
absolutely.
This is like you're Tony Clifton. Just be the character and then be you separately. And if you can, try some sort of like switcheroo so that you can be on stage at the same time as him. So that people are completely mind fucked. They thought it was you, but it's not.
It's just Jason.
completely fuck with them over and over again.
I've actually thought about that. Just like going to like doctor's appointments or like just like
Introducing yourself as Jason.
Hey, I'm
with,
Jason.
the
Like, yeah, like make up some like crazy problem that he has with him, like fucking like I don't know, tumors coming out of his nose or something ridiculous like that.
And as a kicker, don't even record it.
No, no,
Just
it's
go
not
with
for
that character specifically for the doctor's experience.
Yeah, it's
and the
not for anything
receptionist.
else.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and the
absolutely,
receptionist.
absolutely.
Okay, but I think my go-to karaoke song, I say I think, but I already know with certainty because I've done it several times, is Mr. Brightside by the Killers.
Yeah, that's a
Yeah,
good one though.
that was our first episode
Yeah,
opener.
that's a good one.
Yeah,
That's
because
a
I
good
had
one to
just
do.
gone to a bar the night before and done Mr. Brightside. And if you ever want to have people, like an entire room of people, love you at the same time, even if just for a fleeting moment, just do Mr. Brightside because that shit blows the place up and everybody loves you. And then it's over and then you're dead to them.
Wait, you know what other song? Sorry, really
Okay.
quick. What other song really like fucking everybody gets into is Bad Day by Chris Daughtry.
Oh,
You know that one?
shit.
Had
Yeah.
a bad day.
Day wonder.
That one is
You pass it around.
That's- yeah.
I thought that was by Weird Al.
it is by Weird Al, I think.
Wait, if you put 98 bottles of beer on the wall and Bad Day together, it just tells the story of alcoholism.
Oh God.
So you had a bad day, you take one down, you pass it around.
Ouch.
97 bottles of beer,
And then it's at 97.
and then he dies at the end.
This is Jack's YouTube video.
Yeah, this
Your
is
costume reminded me of his.
my Malone. Yeah, let's not include a link to this.
I don't need to.
Yeah, this was number 2 in a 2-part series of videos that I did. The first one was for high school. It was like we were doing an environmental science class, and like we had to do video, like in groups we had to do videos of like tools in the garden and how to properly care for a garden and such, and like we created this character of like a public access host whose name is Pip Spicely. And
Dude,
it's like
yes.
it's like everything is Muzak, and like he's just dressed incredibly badly, which I didn't have to work that hard for. I just had to find clothes that were lying around the house, and he's just an unintentional like being of pure chaos. Like he tries to be informative, and then he just injects absolute anarchy into everything, and just thinks that he's just educating everyone.
This is good,
and
I don't even.
Oh yeah, and Jeff, played by my good friend Lincoln, is the resident expert in everything. Like he's the expert who Pip consults on every issue, specifically the 2 issues that we've ever covered in any of these videos.
Yeah,
and like. There were just like when we introduced like items, like when we were introducing like the tools to take care of a garden, we would just do like really bad dubbing, like intentionally bad dubbing. I would do the line, and then the dub wouldn't even be my voice; it would be somebody else doing the voice, and it wouldn't match up. And it was
genius.
It was just so dumb, and I love it, but it's bad.
Did he live in Santa Cruz?
Lincoln?
Yeah.
For a while, yeah.
I recognize the shirt.
Yeah.
Pizza My Heart.
Yeah,
I remember that place.
He grew up in Santa Cruz, then moved to Poway, the city in the country, even though it's in Southern California.
Yeah.
It's the country for SoCal.
Country for SoCal.
And so we became buds in high school, and then we made this terrible thing together with a couple other people.
Oh, this is tight.
And this second one was not even for school. It just was a thing that we did.
No, that's good.
I think this was after
Doesn't
we.
need to be for
I think
school.
we made this after we graduated. In fact, Ian, check the date.
Yeah, I remember it being.
Oh yeah,
too long
2014.
ago.
That was
2014.
like almost a year after we had graduated. So we just decided to bring back Pip Spicely.
Holy shit! 250,000 views.
No,
Damn,
Holy
dude,
crap! I
that's
didn't know you guys were that
fucking
popular.
Wait a minute. It says 45 views.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah, it's right there.
45 looks a lot like 250,000.
It does a little.
Yeah, the original video has 72 views, which is almost 75,000.
That's pretty good. I'm into that.
Yeah, it's pretty good. It's pretty bad, but it's pretty good.
Oh, that's the best though. Bad is always good.
Bad is always better.
Every single scenario, bad is always good.
Yep.
Especially when it's sung by Michael Jackson.
Yeah, there you go. I agree. I agree.
Or you're bad and bougie.
Bad and bougie.
Okay.
Yes.
Somebody pointed this out to me recently, and my life has not known peace since. Hotline Bling has the if you apply those lyrics to the melody of a classic Christmas carol, it lines up perfectly. So I know when that hotline bling, it can only mean one thing.
I remember seeing.
Since I left the city, you. I'm sorry, go on.
Oh, here it is. There's a link that Sufjan Stevens for a while had performed Hotline Bling live more than Drake.
Oh, right. I still need to see this. I still need to see fucking Sufjan Stevens doing Hotline Bling. Does he do the dance?
Maybe. I don't remember. There's a good live video of him playing Carrie and Lowell, and it's like professionally produced and mastered and all that.
Yeah.
And Hotline Bling is like a bonus track, sort of like what do you call it? An encore. Yeah.
Yeah. This is just a hot tip. If you're ever like in a place where people are dancing and you are either blackout drunk or can't dance or both, worst case scenario, just do the Hotline Bling dance. It's not a good dance, but for somebody who is either just stumbling drunk or just can't dance, it's the best you got, and it's easy to do.
You could do the old shake a leg, the boy dance. That's what I call it.
The boy dance?
The boy dance. It's where you're like, all right, boys, let's start dancing, shake a leg, and then all the boys start
and then
dancing.
Every ragtime piano shows out of nowhere.
Everybody else jumps into a synchronized, perfectly choreographed dance number,
synchronized.
and you get the credit for being the guy who kicked it off. So you don't actually have to take part.
All you have to do is snap.
You can just slide off to stage left.
All you have to do is snap.
And you're out of the number. You've already done your part,
and then you watch as the boys unfold.
and then you get the Tony.
There you go.
Boys just want to have fun.
Boys just want to dance.
The Charleston is another good one. I don't know why we stopped doing the Charleston. I blame the Great Depression. The Charleston was great, and we should bring it back. It is the new club dance. Everybody can suck it. Charleston is coming back.
Charles is going to be
force.
sucked.
Oh, yeah. Charleston is going to be chewed. Brought to you by Charleston Chew.
Oh.
Is that still a brand? Is that still a brand of chewing gum?
Can either of you do a Charleston dance into a dab?
I don't know what either of those things are.
That is a tall order, and there is not enough room in here to do it, but I am willing to try at some point.
I say just drink the rest of that and then try it. Just down it.
That sounds like an excellent idea. So, for those not in the room, Alex brought alcohol to this gathering.
Thank you, by the way. I've never had this before.
This is good. I like it.
Yeah, I like it too.
Is Averna the brand name or like the type of alcohol that it is?
You know what? I don't even know.
I think Averna's the brand name as it's positioned on the label.
And then Siciliano.
Amaro
Siciliano.
Yeah.
Amaro Siciliano.
Yeah.
Whatever it is, at first it tastes very sweet, almost like a homemade Pepsi sort of thing.
It's
and then as you swallow it gets a little bit spicy. It has an aftertaste. It has a lot of character to it. And I've never had anything like this before. It's really cool.
It tastes like a dessert wine or something.
It kind of does.
Like
yeah. Yeah.
It's really good. I mean, this is like the first drink I've had in like months too. So this is good stuff.
The closest thing that I've ever had to what people would call a dessert wine, I guess, is I found one of those like tiny like 1 glass size plastic bottles of wine, and I drank part of it on New Year's 2015, and then I found the bottle with 1/4 of it left just a couple days ago.
Oh no!
And I drank it earlier today, and it tasted it tasted like a cherry Tootsie Pop.
Oh. That's like not bad.
That's pretty good.
It turned out pretty good. It didn't burn my throat or anything. It didn't cause me to vomit spontaneously. It was it just tasted like a cherry Tootsie Roll. And then I was curious if it might just be grape juice, but I do not remember bringing grape juice to that New Year's party. So I'm 100% certain it was wine.
Usually when wine sits around for too long, it gets sort of like a vinegar taste to it.
Yeah, well, it was in a bag, so it was in complete darkness. Usually it's like a major factor in wine like turning is like light, specifically sunlight.
Yeah, they're photovoltaic or whatever that word is. They photosynthesize.
Not quite that, but like, you know how like sunlight will bleach a poster and then they just take it away and put it in a Korean hair salon somewhere. It's like that, except for wine.
I get what you mean.
Yeah, that was a good way to describe it.
Yeah.
Now I know.
Precisely. Yeah. But I have taken up the hobby. I'm being that fucking 20-something white guy, and I'm doing home brewing. But I'm not making beer because most of the people in the house can't drink it because of gluten intolerance and other various intolerances. And also, I just don't think if I made beer it would be any good. So I've made two different kinds of alcohol with my little home brewing project. I've made mead, which is, have you guys ever had mead?
I don't think I've ever had it.
Yeah. It's basically wine, except instead of being made with grapes, it's made with honey.
Oh.
Yeah, and it's I had it once made by an actual professional and it was really fucking good. So I started making that, and like the last one that I did, I threw like some cinnamon sticks in there. Ooh. And a little bit of maple syrup for extra character, and it like, you know, it has to age for like a year before it tastes like anything. So I've just got it in a cupboard somewhere in a bunch of bottles and jars, waiting until I can drink it at Christmas time next year.
Dude, that sounds good.
Yeah, and I also make hard cider, which has a much faster turnaround. You can drink it the second you take it out, pretty much.
Oh wow!
And like, I just started a new batch of that, also with the cinnamon sticks and such. And the first one was kind of bland, but it was good. It did the job. It did what it had to do.
Did the job.
So yeah, it's an ongoing experiment. It's a lot of fun, and I've also made. I don't consider this home brewing. I consider this like a step below that. I made hooch, which is just like you go to the grocery store, you buy a jug of fruit juice, you pour a little bit of it out, you put some sugar and yeast in, and then you like jerry rig something resembling an airlock, and then you leave it in darkness for like 2 weeks, and then it tastes okay, but if you drink too much of it, your throat is sore for 3 days.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, so just drink it sparingly. I still have not sunken to the lowest level of home brewing, which is making Pruno, which I described it a little bit before we did the show, but for those of you who don't know, Pruno, you know it's good because it was invented in prison. And basically, you just take chunks of fruit and possibly juice, whatever you can get your hands on, possibly from like a Dole can of like pineapple chunks or peach chunks or whatever, and you just pour it into a gallon Ziploc. And then, when the guards aren't looking, you just bury it, like in the ground, under the dirt, and leave it there for a while. And then you come and get it, and you drink/chew what you've made, and get crazy wasted and loaded with bacteria, and probably die. Excuse me. Yeah, you probably die from drinking Pruno. I'm sure a lot of people in prison have died from making Pruno.
What about like a canned turkey?
That could probably work.
Would it work?
It would be like more of a savory Pruno.
Yeah.
Yeah, it would be like a during dinner Pruno to go with your Thanksgiving turkey.
Or you
then you pass out and die face first into your plate of mashed potatoes.
You know what? Pruno gravy.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about.
Ooh, now you're thinking.
Pruno
It's like
gravy.
it's hard Thanksgiving dinner.
Depravy. That's what you call it.
Depravy. There you go. Yeah, that's
Yes.
thinking. Okay, now I'm just thinking like it's probably not just people in prison who have gotten killed by drinking Pruno. There's probably like some smug asshole in Brooklyn who does home brewing. He's like, oh, I can do Pruno and I can make it trendy and I can sell it in my food truck. And he makes it, and then he tries it, and then he dies, and nobody is upset.
And nobody's upset. That's how it goes sometimes.
The bottle of Averna got a little sticky from pouring it.
Yeah, no, I mean I've had that thing for a long time, and
that's probably it too.
I think that's why it's just like sticky, and I mean it could be sticky for a couple reasons. I'm not going to say why, but
We've already
Mostly the sugar.
mostly the sugar.
We
is
just
the
got
culprit.
past the Minions casting couch. Do we have to go gross again?
Listen, you invited me on here, and that was a bad decision. If you don't want to get gross,
We've made far worse decisions.
no, I'll keep it clean for the kids. For the
All the kids who
We'll keep it PG-15.
all the
PG-13.
kids with neglectful parents who let them listen to this.
yeah, no, my child Spencer, I think, should be watching this right now. I think it's what time is it? It's 5:00. Yeah, he just got home from elementary school.
Hey, Spencer, you need to be in bed in 2 hours.
Spencer,
Do your homework.
Do your fucking laundry. Because
Do your homework, do your laundry, make your dinner. Is this a real kid? Because I feel bad.
No, it's not.
Okay, it's not a real kid.
I
So
knew
just,
you were bullshitting
just-
immediately.
Yeah, no, in the time that
take
like,
a bath, make yourself some toast. At the same time, you know how to take care of yourself. You're basically an adult, Spencer.
yeah, in the time that I like between like the last time I saw you, I impregnated my wife,
Who is a minion?
who is a minion, and she gave birth to a beautiful young hairy 15-year-old.
He just came out fully developed.
Just
And
shot out of
and
there.
within a year's time, he was Robin Williams.
Yeah. Oh fuck. Does that mean Spencer's dead?
No, it means within a couple of years he will become an increasingly older Robin Williams in very cheesy makeup, and then he'll die after graduating high school. Brought to you by Francis Ford Coppola.
That makes sense. Spencer's a good boy.
Does he have gifts? Does he give you gifts often?
Yeah, he'll give me a kiss on the cheek when I come home from work.
That's a gift. Love is a gift.
Give me a slap in the face.
He
when I
doesn't
won't
give
buy
you
him a
Spencer's
PlayStation for Christmas.
I see what you did there, you bet. For once, you did a pun that really snuck up on me. I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you. You're growing. I love you. Spencer's gifts.
Spencer's gifts. Spencer, wait.
Jack's learning about music. I'm learning about comedy.
Hey, good thing you have me. I'm fluent in both, so
You're a multilinguist
I'm a
when it comes to the arts.
multilinguist. Yeah, I know comedy and
Do you speak Urdu
Spanish
by any chance? Do you speak Urdu by any chance?
Urdu, yes.
Ergo Urdu.
Ergo.
Yes.
Learning any language, any new language, is entirely moot unless first you learn Esperanto.
S.
That's like the language that's sort of in between a bunch of Indo-European languages, right?
Yeah, it was created. I don't know when it was created. It was either like the 1890s or the 1980s. I'm not sure.
Yeah,
But
Jack and
it
I
was-
get really nerdy about history too.
Yeah. I'm not sure when exactly it was created. It was one of those 2 decades for sure. But it was created to be like the language of the future, like the universal language that we all speak, like aliens in a sci-fi show where it's an entire planet is just one culture and one language.
What is it? Esperanto?
Esperanto.
Esperanto.
Yeah, it was created to be the universal language, and it's kind of like a fusion of a bunch of languages.
Huh.
And really, the only practical use it has at this point is writers who are looking up names for fantasy characters, and they just use Esperanto, which I've done lots of times.
I
You got
heard
some good ones.
I heard in Oregon at a hospital, they may have gotten rid of this policy. Anyways, for a while, you could request care or translation in any language you please, including Klingon. So you could say, I only speak Klingon. I'd like my healthcare delivered to me in this fashion.
Kapla!
Golden. Absolutely golden. I like it.
Oregon doesn't have sales tax. I like that part of being in Oregon. You just pay whole dollar amounts.
Did you live there?
No, I didn't. People thought I did. I visited a couple of times.
You just have that recently lived in Oregon vibe.
Yeah. And also, like, I tag false locations on Instagram, which confuses people. It's mostly for
Oh,
jokes.
you dick.
So people have, like, asked me, hey, Ian, are you living in Oregon? Are you living in Minneapolis? Are you
What?
living in South America? No.
Why are you?
No to all of them.
Why are you at an Arby's in Zimbabwe? I didn't even know they had Arby's.
There's
Also,
some,
why were you at an Arby's? Period.
there's some, like, there's some fake Facebook account called Domino's Nairobi or something where they say, like, our restaurant was flooded with wildebeest closed today, open tomorrow. So stuff like that.
Wow. Have you heard of the Twitter? What the fuck was it called? Nihilist Arby's.
Yeah, that one's good.
Oh, okay. I was gonna.
Is it just
It's
a bunch?
funny
Is
as
it just a
fuck.
bunch of photos
Let me-
of Arby's food with captions that could easily be read in Werner Herzog's voice?
Let me just look it up and read you one. Nihilist Arby's.
If my description was accurate, can I read it in my Werner Herzog voice?
Yeah, one second. The God is Dead one.
God is dead, and the perverts have claimed his throne. Behold, there will be suffering, sadness, death, and then nothing. So fuck it. Eat Arby's.
This one is my favorite. It's more push-ups than you. The guy the guy just responds to people who are like bragging about doing push-ups. And he says, "I do one more than you. I did 46,002 yesterday."
That one's my favorite. Go back to that one.
This one?
Yeah. Me does 5 terrible push-ups. Me sore for 3 days. Reply from more push-ups than you. Me does 6 very good push-ups. Me feels great due to my powerful body and rigorous training. And for some reason, they both have Steven Universe avatars.
My favorite, I don't know if it's on Google Images here, but he engages a Marine who said, I did 150 push-ups today with a 50-pound bag on my back. And he says, oh, that's cool. I did 151 push-ups with a 51-pound bag on my back.
Okay.
Genius.
No joke. This is a thing I've been doing for a couple months. I do 500 push-ups a day, and it is punishing, but I do it. And so my point being, more push-ups than you. Get at me. Bring it on.
You got to be active on Twitter.
Shit, I got to brag about it on Twitter, and then he'll come for me.
I don't know if his account is even still active. It may have been dated.
Maybe his arms fell off from doing too many push-ups.
Yeah, that's a lot of push-ups to be doing. More push-ups than you guy.
Yeah, especially if he tries to beat me. He would have to do 501.
Yeah,
that would be pretty rough.
Your arms get sore, don't they?
Oh, a lot. And yeah.
Yeah, I remember there was one day where I think I did 300 or 400 push-ups total, and my arms were just like falling off for the next few days.
Yeah, you get used to it. Honestly, like it mostly just hurts me in the core at this point. Like it feels like I'm getting punched in the stomach every day when I do 500 push-ups.
I just don't do push-ups.
That's probably you're probably ahead of the curve. You've figured out how to avoid all the push-up soreness altogether and just not do any.
Exactly, yeah.
God, I wish I thought of that.
I'm trying to find like really funny nihilist Arby's.
We're about halfway through the episode here, so I figured it was as good of a time as any to play Alex's band, Galaxy Fingers. They're tight. This song is called Hugs When You're Anxious. If you want to find more from them, you could visit galaxyfingers.bandcamp.com. You could visit facebook.com/galaxyfingers. I think they have these 3 songs on YouTube as well. Enjoy.
couple voices that I really love doing, but I think one of my all-time favorites is Werner Herzog. You can't do it for a long stretch of time though, because you lose it. It like drifts into either like straight German or like Transylvanian. You lose it. It drifts. But like somebody described it to me once, and I really like this description. Werner Herzog sounds like a British guy doing a bad impression of a German accent.
Oh, here's a good one. Do drugs, punch a stranger, make love to your cousin, enjoy Arby's. Arby's doesn't judge. Arby's doesn't care.
Arby's doesn't judge. Arby's doesn't care.
Can one of our many listeners make this for us of Werner Herzog reading Nihilist Arby's?
Yes.
Just sync up his mouth movements into the documentaries to this.
Yeah. I can just read more Nihilist Arby's to give them more to work with.
Yeah. I saw some Werner Herzog documentary on, I think, Netflix or Amazon Prime about a murderer in Texas who was going to be executed, and interviewing the family and all that. The gist of the story was him and his friend tried to steal a car that wasn't even worth that much and had degraded from like weather and trees falling on it, and like one or both of them were on death row in Texas.
God.
Jesus Christ.
So like they sacrificed so much for nothing.
Jesus.
That is
goddamn
the worst. Okay, speaking of Werner Herzog movies, have you guys ever seen Bad Lieutenant, Port of Call, New Orleans?
No.
Okay, it's a pseudo remake of Bad Lieutenant, which was a movie from like the late 70s, early 80s, where Harvey Keitel hangs dong. Like he just gets naked, and may I say, Mr. Keitel, great work. But yeah, it's just about like an irredeemably terrible like detective who, or I guess lieutenant in the police, and he's just a terrible guy, and he does lots of drugs, and he beats up sex workers and all kinds of terrible stuff.
Wow.
And then somebody said, you know what? This wasn't great enough the first time. We got to do it again. Let's get Werner Herzog on the horn. He's the only guy who could do this. And you know what? You're right. You're right. That is the only guy you get in this day and age to do a movie like that. But who does Werner Herzog get to star in his pseudo remake of this movie set in New Orleans for some reason, and also called Bad Lieutenant, Port of Call, New Orleans? It has two subtitles. And one of them is better set for a CSI spinoff. But who does he get for this movie? Who does he get to be his Harvey Keitel?
I don't know.
Nicolas Cage.
Yes.
Nicolas
My favorite actor of all time.
fucking Cage
Yes,
and
dude.
Werner Herzog working together to make Bad Lieutenant, Port of Call, New Orleans, and it is a glorious nightmare to behold. Like, no joke, there is a segment in this movie where like he has a bunch of guys shoot another guy and he's dead, and then he just said, and obviously he's on drugs and he's routinely hallucinating like an iguana for some reason. There's just an iguana that shows up in a lot of scenes because he's hallucinating. But in this scene, he just says, shoot him again. And they say, why? Because his soul is still dancing. Ha 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 ha! He does that like forced Nicolas Cage laugh, like like a jump cut, like immediately after he says a weird line, he just does the crazy forced laugh like he always does. And so like there's a lot of that in that movie. And of course, just a lot, like in the original Bad Lieutenant, just watching a cop do the absolute most heinous, depraved shit. But it's Nicolas Cage, and it's directed by Werner Herzog. So
Absolutely genius.
it is a fucking trip. He literally says, shoot him again. His soul is still dancing. And then he just does
dancing.
a crazy-eyed laugh. You guys
Soul
have
still
got to see
dancing.
this. It is... I consider myself a purveyor of fine schlock. I love terrible movies, specifically terrible genre movies that no one's ever seen.
And
No,
Alex is
yeah.
morphing into Werner Herzog right now.
Wow.
Is that
You just handed him...
is that my cue to do?
You just dump that on him. You got to prepare him for it. You gotta
only
build-
Jason here, my
build-
friend.
build-
Jason is the
only
only
Jason
one that
Target.
lives inside
build
of
the
me.
scene together, man. You can't just drop a character on him and expect him to do it out of the blue.
Yeah, that was too much for you. I'm sorry.
No, it's. I mean, the only thing is just
Call
not,
outpost. Ian is not a good scene partner.
No, it's just Jason Targus is inside of me, and that's all who will ever be inside of me. That's my definitive.
And also
statement.
maybe Harvey Keitel.
Possibly Steven Tyler.
Steven Tyler slips
Ben
in there every
Affleck
now
while
and again.
Steven Tyler sings about it.
Yeah, that's more applicable.
And
Ben
there's
Affleck is more attractive.
And there's
definitely.
animal crackers. I can't get over the fucking animal crackers in that scene. Everybody go watch Armageddon so you know what the fuck I'm talking about, or just look up Armageddon animal crackers on YouTube. It's probably there, and it's super uncomfortable and weird.
It seemed innocuous when I was a kid, but then like rewatching it a year ago or so, I was like, "What the hell?"
Especially when you think about the fact that her actual father is singing about it while she's about to be plowed by Ben Affleck.
Yeah, that's fucked, man.
That's
fucked.
I don't even want to get into that. That's worse than the Minions couch cuck porn.
I don't know. That's not that bad though. Minions, and it gets me steamy, so I don't think it's like that bad. It's like pretty good.
Okay. And then Bruce Willis explodes.
Like sexually?
No, like it's his fictional daughter in the movie, and it's Steven Tyler's actual daughter in real life. So, but he stays on the asteroid at the end, and he just says like, "Okay, you can have my daughter now because I approve of you now."
So he gives his daughter to Steven Tyler.
You can have my daughter. He's talking to Ben Affleck. He's just like, "You can have my daughter," and then I'm going to stay on the asteroid to blow it up because there's some fucking contrivance that means that they have to stay on the asteroid. Somebody has to stay on it and blow up the bombs remotely. And so he just sends Ben Affleck back, and he blows up with the asteroid. And Ben Affleck's like, "No, Bruce Willis, no! You were nothing but a dick to me throughout this entire movie, but no!
Now I like you.
Right at the end, the music's telling me how to feel."
I don't want to
music.
close my eyes.
Oh yeah, bring back the song. It's it's a reprisal. It's a reprisal, and the entire cast is singing along in chorus. I don't want to close my eyes, and he just puts his hand up against the glass, and Bruce Willis puts his hand up against the glass, and they have a moment. I don't want to fall asleep because I miss you, Bruce Willis, and I don't want to miss a thing.
There's a scene earlier in the movie, right before they get on the rocket, where they start singing, "I'm leaving on a jet plane. I don't know when I'll be back again."
And then Michael Clark Duncan, rest in peace, joins in just like, "Leaving on a jet plane.
How many times have you seen this movie?
So many, too many times. We know it backwards and forwards.
Owen Wilson is in it, and like they're all oil drillers, and for some reason it's easier to train oil drillers to be astronauts than it is to train astronauts to be oil drillers.
It's such a big plot hole.
And, like, okay, to his credit, there is a great commentary track where Ben Affleck is doing commentary on the movie, and like he's just poking holes in it, and he's saying like, I was asking Michael Bay like, why is it easier to train oil drillers to be astronauts than it is to train astronauts to be oil drillers? And he told me to shut the fuck up, and that was the end of that conversation. He said like Bruce Willis is doing a scene where he's talking to Billy Bob Thornton, who's in charge of NASA. This is a great movie, and he's just like, "I need my guys; they're the best guys." And Ben Affleck's like, "Oh yeah, I need my guys; they're the best guys. Nobody else knows how to drill a hole like they do." And I'm like, and then I'm just thinking, it's drilling a hole. What nuance is there to it? Just drill a hole, put the bomb in it, and walk away.
There you go.
He's just like, the entire commentary track by Ben Affleck is just him poking holes in the movie. It's like, oh fuck. And then we got to this scene, and I was there with Liv Tyler on the picnic blanket, and we were doing shit with animal crackers on her belly, which was weird. And then Steven Tyler is in the soundtrack, but here's the thing I won't tell you. He wasn't in a recording booth recording this song. He was on set, just off camera, singing this while I like romanced his daughter in the movie. So
wait, actually, or?
no, I'm just being Ben Affleck in a bit.
Oh my god,
I'm putting too many words in Ben Affleck's mouth. I'm sorry, Ben Affleck.
it's typically too many things.
Have either of you seen the Michael Bay movie The Rock, starring Nicolas Cage?
Yes, obviously.
It's a good one.
Nicolas Cage and Sean Connery.
So many explosions.
Perfect duo.
Yeah, just one of those classic duos like
Yeah.
PB and J. Just
Classic.
Nicolas Cage and Sean Connery.
Classic.
Yeah, like Jordan and Pippin.
Jordan and Pippin.
Cage and Connery.
Like Pippin Spicely.
No. No.
Like Malone and the Trash.
Like Malone and Post-Malone.
And Post-Malone. Dude,
all music recorded since that tape is Post-Malone.
True. I was waiting to announce this, actually. Malone is coming back with Post-Malone on the tape.
Emo trap.
Yep.
So even Malone is Post-Malone.
Yeah, now it's Post-Malone. It's Post-Malone with Post-Malone.
It's
How could
Post-Malone.
you go
It's
wrong?
Post-Malone.
Post-Malone.
It's Post-Malone, Malone.
Post-Mark
by
Malone.
Malone, Post-Malone, Post-Malone.
Anyway, this
Post-Malone.
is Post Malone, Malone Post Malone. I'm Post Malone, Malone Post Malone. Thank you for joining us on Post Malone, Malone Post Malone.
Malone. Malone Post.
Nancy Pelosi.
Nancy Pelosi Post-Malone. That's a collaboration I want to see, really. Just like a secretary and
Yes.
Post-Malone.
Yeah. Into it.
She's a congresswoman. She's not.
Oh, I thought she was Secretary of State for a little bit.
No. She was.
She's a hot piece of
she
ass.
was. Whoa, easy there. She was the House Majority Leader when the Democrats were in charge of the House, and now she's the House Minority Leader.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
Or
She is a
Senate. I'm not
Democrat.
sure. I got
She is
mixed
a
up.
Democrat,
Yeah,
right?
she's a Democrat. So
I gotta find a picture of her. She old?
she's an older woman. Yes.
Nancy? Who's it? Stacy Pelosi?
Nancy Pelosi.
Stacey?
No. She's not old. She's a hot young 20-year-old in Congress.
Ooh.
You know, one of those up and comers.
Ooh, that's the same picture I'm looking at.
Yeah, Google
Two
Images
screen
delivers the same
experience.
results.
Oh god, she was in office 2003 to 2007. Yes.
Just burn that into your memory. Pull it up on your phone later. Leave the tab open.
I need Nancy Pelosi images. Rule 34.
No. Unless there's minions, then proceed.
Oh, there's like nothing. Wow. There's actually nothing on Nancy Pelosi Rule 34.
Search Paul Ryan.
Rule 34?
Yeah, Paul Ryan, Rule 34. And then burn your computer.
I know there's a Sarah Palin porno.
Well, of course there is.
There's nothing. Let's get fiscal.
I have to search this on DeviantArt, obviously. You
Yeah.
can't search it on Google Images.
Oh,
I'll
wait,
filter
there
it
it
out.
is. He's spooning Mitt Romney.
Which one?
Right
There
there,
it is.
underneath the one of him working out. On the right.
to
On the
the
far
right.
right.
Okay.
On the far right.
I see it.
Get it? On the far right.
Oh my god.
Now we're just looking at related images of
Now we're just looking at
hot
hot
bearded
gay
dudes.
action.
Hot bearded dudes. I don't even know why. Neither Paul Ryan nor Mitt Romney has a beard. I don't know why those are related images. Oh, the Schick Hydra. Yeah, Ian will not let this go. He insists that there is Rule 34 porn of the Schick Hydro razor guy. Like Schick Hydro did ads like 3 years ago where like the razor was like a tiny little robot man fighting off all the dingy razors on your countertop. And so he insists that there must be porn of the Schick Hydro guy. And I'm sure it's out there.
I just still
Ian-
haven't found it.
Ian
I'm
just
very curious if
doesn't-
anybody wants to send this to
Ian
me.
just doesn't know the proper channels through which to search this.
Like I said, it probably needs a DeviantArt search.
Deep web, baby.
I'm pretty sure that Rule 34 has its own website, and God help you if you go there, but just go.
Download Tor. Download Silk
I don't know, man.
Road,
Oh, yeah,
and
I
you
already
can
We've
find it immediately.
we've gone off the deep end at this point, and you can only get so wet. So just go on in. Just go to the Rule 34 website and search Paul Ryan and then Schick Hydro. Do it! I'm not kidding.
Okay.
And then burn your computer.
this.
Yeah, we are. This is investigative journalism. This is gonna get picked up by Vice or 60 Minutes, which are just the same thing for two different generations.
Okay, which website? The subreddit?
Probably not. Let's see.
There's an XKCD website. That's probably a comic.
No. Go up. I'm pretty sure the XKCD actually coined Rule 34.
Yeah, that sounds like them.
Yeah. All right, just check the subreddit, I guess.
Okay, this is excellent radio.
Oh yeah, this
Do you
is.
mind if I use this thingy in here?
Oh yeah, go
Is
ahead.
that cool?
What is that thingy?
It's a jewel to quit smoking cigarettes, and I need it because I am a little jewel freak, a jewel head.
Yeah, if it were an actual cigarette, I would
It's-
say outside, but that thing,
It's
I don't
it's a
care.
jewel. He's using healing crystals
Healing crystals.
to realign his chakras.
No Paul Ryan on Rule 34 subreddit.
Ah, boo. All right, now Schick Hydro. Why was there a suggested item in the search bar for the Rule 34 subreddit, Ian? Why on your computer was there a suggested search?
What was it? Was it Family Guy's
oh, yeah,
lowest
Reddit-
Rule 34?
It was just for Reddit hole. It was just for Reddit hole. Okay.
It was for a certain mental
pervert.
illness I have. Schick Hydro had nothing.
God, the thing is, this is a white whale still because we know it's on the internet somewhere. We just
If any
can't find
deviant
it.
artists are listening, please look up Schick Hydro Razorhead Man and watch the ad and draw some porn of this guy.
Don't draw it. Don't draw it. Just find it if it already exists because those are corrupted results. That's the observer effect. I think. Yeah. We want to see if it comes up organically. If we request it, it corrupts the experiment.
So I have a question.
Yeah.
Wait, so you said you're on, this is the 5th podcast?
This is the 5th episode, yes.
Number 5.
How do you usually run things? Do you have like an order to things, or do you
Just chaos.
Just chaos. I like it. I
Just
like
chaos.
Yeah, when Jack and I are alone, we go off on random tangents. This episode is seeming to be that also. The episode with Katie, we focus more on like working with children and teaching because that
cool.
was the easiest thing to engage her
Yeah,
on.
yeah. She's done work teaching like both here and like abroad, like in Spain and stuff. So that was cool to talk
cool,
about.
yeah.
And like I've worked as a camp counselor, which is, you know, I haven't worked as a camp counselor in Spain, but it was enough of like, you know, equal ground for us to talk about stuff. But I think that was probably our most structured episode to date.
Yeah,
and then we immediately followed it up with 2 hours of chaos.
We're not opposed to structure, but it ends up being unstructured just because we don't plan really.
Nothing wrong with it.
I sort of plan. Usually, I take podcast notes of like things to ask about. This came up too quick to do that, though. Really,
Yeah, I have never prepared for anything in my life, so this is not a change for me.
No, me too. I don't plan for shit.
just YOLO it.
You didn't even
Yeah.
plan on coming here. You just showed up by accident.
I
You said,
accidentally was in the
Hey,
neighborhood
come on
30
in. You
minutes
brought
away.
booze. That's cool. We
I
can
was
just
like,
just
yeah.
drink that. That's
You
perfect. Let's
knocked
record
hard
a
on my door and
podcast.
said, "Ian, let me into your house. I want to be on your podcast."
The
Yeah,
wolves.
yeah.
The wolves are coming. Let me in.
And then I come down in here and there's this fucking Minions poster, and I'm just like, what the
This
fuck?
sick Minions poster, and just Joaquin Phoenix next to it on the her poster, and there's sort of like a coolish effect thing.
Well, the
where it's
weird
like
thing about
his
it is-
face is what he's reacting to the Minions.
I mean, it
implicitly.
looks like because he's like sticking his tongue out like onto the edge of the poster, like as if he's licking the Minions. So I'm wondering
But
if they sold
it
these two
blends in
together.
a lot because the entire poster of her is pink, so like you can barely see the tongue. It's very subtle.
It's a very pink tongue. It is.
Yeah.
It's a nice supple pink tongue. A young, matured.
He has a
Young,
he
mature
has a
pink tongue.
younger man's tongue. That
Yeah.
Joaquin Phoenix.
It's good.
He has the Gene Simmons younger man's tongue. There were some disappointing allegations that aren't at all surprising about Gene Simmons recently
Oh fuck! Of course there were.
on the trail of victims coming forward.
That is probably the best like qualifier there. It's like most of the time when these allegations come out, they are not even remotely surprising. They are just disappointing.
Yeah, there's been a lot lately.
Like just recently, like T.J. Miller.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, it's like I've liked him in a lot of stuff. I've liked his stand up, but I guess I'm really not surprised by it. I'm just disappointed.
Yeah, Louis C.K. too. I'm not very surprised. I heard about that shit like
yeah,
2
like he
years
made
ago.
masturbation jokes all the time.
All
Yeah,
the
no,
time.
it's not surprising.
Yeah.
it sucks. Like I wish that shit wasn't real. I like Louis C.K. a lot, but like fuck that shit.
But you know, it's just the way things are, and hopefully this, you know, avalanche of people coming forward and talking about it is the first step towards it happening less. So
Yeah, hopefully.
The one that you and I have talked about being kind of cool that he got the spotlight is Terry Crews coming forward about what happened to him.
Yeah, Terry Crews. Thankfully, no allegations against Terry Crews. That was good. But when this movement started, like back in September with Harvey Weinstein, and like that sort of kicked off the tidal wave of people coming forward about, like, you know, people in positions of power in the entertainment industry and in politics who have harassed them. One of the first people who came forward who really caught my attention was Terry Crews, who is he's a very large, muscular dude. He's on Brooklyn Nine-Nine, which is a great show, and he's done a lot of other stuff. He was a football player at one point. He actually played for the Chargers.
Oh wow.
Yeah, briefly, and he's like a painter, and he's like a really good artist, and like he's just all kinds of cool shit, and I love Terry Crews. And so when he came forward and talked about how he was at a Hollywood party with his wife, and he did like a Twitter thread on it. He went to a Hollywood party with his wife, and he didn't name names, but he said that there was a big like a powerful figure in Hollywood who made advances towards him that he wasn't comfortable with. He said he wasn't comfortable with it, and then this person he like grabbed him in places and made all kinds of unwanted advances and bordering on straight up assault. And so I commend him for being able to come forward with that. And like it does kind of like change the narrative to have like a big muscular dude who like, you know, if you look at him and you're jumping to conclusions, you would think nobody would ever try something like that with him. But it just does further the point that this can happen to anybody. Yeah. And like, you know, it just does like that little bit extra to just like help lend legitimacy to like everybody coming forward, which, you know, it's not an easy thing to do. And like I feel like there were, you know, without divulging too much, there were points in my life where I kind of feel like I was in a similar situation to what Terry Crews was talking about, and like I didn't feel too supported because I'm not Terry Crews big, but I was a larger gentleman, and so people were inclined to not believe what I was talking about, or think I was overreacting, or worse, like making a joke, which I definitely would never do. So just like him coming forward and like lending legitimacy to that whole like angle of this tangled mess of an issue was pretty cool, like for everybody in general, but just like for me specifically, it was really helpful for him to do that. So Terry Crews, if by some vast stretch of the imagination you're listening to this, thank you. Thank you, Terry Crews, for me personally. Love you on Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Shit, man.
Whew. Anyway, the Minions.
Nice segue.
Oh, gee. Oh yeah. They call me one of those scooter boys because I just segue all around town all the time. I'm making good segues.
I was surprised when I found that segue is spelled different than the other.
Oh yeah, segue. Yes, segue as like a transition in conversation is spelled like SAGUE. I think, and
SEGUE.
Segue. Yeah,
Sega Genesis.
Sagwa Genesis.
And then the stupid
Sagwai, the post-rock.
And then the stupid little Segway scooters that have become a butt of a joke are spelled the way that you would expect Segway to be spelled, SEGWAY, which is why I always spell it that way, even when I'm always talking about the other Segway.
Well, it is weird because I actually have a vast knowledge on Segways, like the scooter.
Do tell.
Okay, so before it was called Segway, they pitched it as Slegway. I'm not even kidding. It's because your legs stand. Standing legs, S-leg, Slegway.
Oh my god.
Wow.
Not even kidding.
And then somebody said, hey, you know, I think I have something catchier.
Segway.
And then he he dramatically walked up to it. I'm assuming like they had a sign that had like all separate letters, and he just dramatically ripped the L off. And like somebody nearby took off their glasses dramatically. Like, so my God.
Being a Segway expert, are you familiar with Dean Kamen?
I mean, Dean Kamen is a big friend of mine.
The guy who was on Lois and Clark?
Dean Kamen, I can like search this to jog my memory a bit. I saw a movie with him called Slingshot, and he invented the Segway, I think. Yeah, this is the dude.
Oh yeah. All
Yeah.
right, this is not Dean Cain, who I was thinking of.
This is Dean Kamen, and yeah, here he is on his Segway.
Slegway.
On his Segway, yeah.
Didn't they like?
He's done
Didn't they like amp up the Segway as like a huge thing before they revealed it? And like they didn't
Yes.
reveal the name yet. They just called it like, what did they call like
the
they just,
IT or something.
Oh yeah, they just called it it.
They called it
And it was
It.
like it is gonna change everything. And like they were building it up for like 6 months, and everybody was like, "What is it? What is it?"
Honestly, like
Is
And then-
it? What is it?
I feel like it could have done well.
It all, but
I f-
you just get a scooter.
So this dude Dean Kamen, he invented the Segway. I'm sure he has like 10 on his New Hampshire property. There's a
He's the only one.
There's a documentary on him called Slingshot about how he was trying to make like energy neutral water purification for villages in Africa, South America, Southeast Asia.
Now
and
that's
such.
cool. That sound like you should ramp that up by just calling it for 6 months. That's worth the reveal.
Yeah.
The shitty little scooter is not worth it.
So yeah, I tried to follow up and found out that the project is like kind of halted as of 2017, which is disappointing. He also does FIRST, which is like trying to get school kids to be interested in STEM, science, technology, engineering, and such.
That's cool.
Yeah. Overall, a pretty cool guy. He has like a steampunk house, sort of, with like a lot of mechanical stuff.
His house has skylights, but they're just a pair of clunky engineer's goggles.
His first venture was dialysis machines, and he made those a lot more compact through his company. I think Dika or something.
Thanks, Dean Cain.
So he's got his foot in a lot of different things. He's got his foot in the door.
He's a good
He's
guy.
got it.
In many
He's got
doors.
his foot on a Segway,
Yes.
Yes.
and his other foot doing a more efficient mode of transportation, like walking.
And to segue that,
Oh!
can I use your bathroom?
Yes.
Yes, please
Where
do.
is it? Is it just right here?
Yeah, it's to the left.
Be right back.
Jack and I both do creative stuff. I record music. Jack does his art. We make money here and there in other ways, and we like to be home for our mom too because she's sick a lot. Doing better this year though.
That's good. Yeah, good to hear. How are you doing? I know you told me a little bit.
Yeah, I had.
I mean, if you don't want to talk about it too, that's
no. I could bring it up. It's mostly friends who listen to us so far. This summer was pretty bad for me. I had like a bad breakup, and like I was also getting sick at the same time, which led to that pretty much.
Yeah.
And yeah, I had like a lot of allergic reactions over the summer, like throat swelling up from certain triggers, like food triggers, or like especially the heat in San Diego was unbearable for me. I do better with
hot
cold.
this summer. Yeah.
Yeah, super humid, like a lot of 90 to 100 degree days here. And this house doesn't have that great of AC, so it's pretty much an oven.
Yeah, shit.
So, like, my mom and I were in Big Bear a lot to try to escape that. Big Bear had some hot days too, but it wasn't as bad as here. It was at least dry if it was in the 80s. So, yeah, I'm doing a lot better now. I've switched meds up. I've kind of detailed that online for people so I don't have to explain it over and over again, but I don't mind talking about it, really.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm glad you're doing a bit better.
Yeah, it's a complicated illness. Like even doctors are confounded with it a little bit, but like they're giving me like credence with it. I guess they're saying, yeah, this is probably happening. We just don't know like how to describe it really.
That's fucked, man.
Yeah, there's not a cure. There's like doctors who don't think this is a real thing.
Yeah,
also,
it is at least good that you live in this century because like 100 years ago. You'd probably be like, I feel this way, and they'd be like, well, there's nothing in the book. Throw him in a hospital forever.
yeah.
Yeah. Oh well, it's fucked up, but that's the reality. Especially mom. Especially if you were a woman like 100 years ago and you had a condition that couldn't be explained by the books, you'd just be thrown away forever. It's dark reality, but you know it's good we're living in this century though.
Yeah, things are getting better. Doctors know what role mast cells play in the body, and I have mast cell activation. They're teaching it in med school now, I believe.
Yeah, mom and I have talked about this illness, and like we were just kind of agreeing like there's never been a good time to have any kind of mast cell condition, but as of now, there's never been a better time to have it because like. Doctors are becoming more cognizant of it. There are doctors who like actually take it seriously and are studying it. Soon it'll be like actually studied overall, and there'll be like over time there'll be breakthroughs in it. So there's never been a good time, but there's never been a better time.
One thing I used to like explain the gravity to people is that I'm not going to die from this anytime soon, but mastocytosis is a mast cell related condition. And mastocytosis is part of leukemia. That's like where your body gets weak and like you're heading towards death with leukemia, you know. Very dark.
Yeah.
Damn, dude.
We could really use a segue right now.
A Dean Kamen segue in particular.
But there's just no escaping this. We have entered into a black hole of just serious medical issues.
Yeah, I mean, Jack, my mom and I just had to learn to deal. Thankfully, Jack hasn't been affected too much yet by this.
Yeah, in case you couldn't hear, we're both knocking on wood because it could happen.
I don't want
point.
this to affect anybody, like not even like my enemies.
I'm just generally every day I cross my fingers and hope that if it ever becomes a major issue for me, it doesn't seriously manifest until we've gotten to a point where medical science has taken it seriously and has hopefully developed medication that can handle it better than what we have access to right now.
And I'm sure that's coming too. Like,
it's
with gene editing technology, it's inevitable. I think.
My estimate is we're roughly 15 years away, and my mom started really coming down with serious issues in her mid 30s, so I might come in at the wire.
Yeah.
We'll see. If it happens at all, then it'll probably happen around there, and we'll see if things have been worked out since then. But like the crazy thing is, like it isn't like cancer or anything in that like it's an enigma, or it's like all kinds of different things that could start it. It's like it's just like essentially like at its core, mast cell activation disorder is just your mast cells basically create these things called mediators, right?
I'm not sure if they create them or if it's like they're the same thing,
or like they deploy them or something like that. It generally and mediators preside over like all the chemical reactions in your body, like reactions to food, reactions to heat, reactions to like stuff that you smell and inhale, all kinds of stuff.
Fucking crazy.
They preside over all of that, and so basically, just boiling it down here, like if you have mast cell activation disorder or anything like that, your mast cells overreact to certain stimuli, usually lots of different stimuli, and they just throw way too many mediators at whatever's coming in, and then your body goes into panic mode, often into anaphylaxis. So, like the thing is, like in that description, there is just an on switch. There is a point at which it turns on and becomes a problem. So it isn't an anomaly. It's just a question of how we turn that on switch into an off switch. So, like, I feel like I'm not a pharmacist or anybody who works in pharmaceuticals or a doctor or anything, but it seems like if we know exactly where the problem starts and exactly how it starts, then there can't be that much working backwards to figure out how to turn it off and stop it from happening. And then things get better for everybody with this condition.
Yeah. Histamine is one of like 50 mediators. Histamine is like particularly responsible for allergic reactions in most allergies. Probably all of them, actually. And currently, tests can only measure 4 or so out of the 50 or so mediators. Like, there's still a lot to be learned, for sure. It's complicated.
Well, I hope you enjoy.
Why'd you have to go and make this so complicated?
Well, I hope
That's a good karaoke
I hope
song.
you enjoyed "Oh Well, You Bastards." It was the first hour was just a bunch of lunacy, and then the last 10 minutes were just a lot of speculative medical science.
Very, very serious.
Yeah, it got
Very
real
serious.
right at the end there.
Alex, do you want to give a shout out to anybody? We already covered Andrew.
Okay.
And we covered Malone. Go check out Malone.
Fuck.
Dig up a tape somewhere. Call Ian. He's got a tape. He can probably give it to you.
Yeah, I'll duplicate some tapes for you, even
Dude,
though Alex is shaking his head.
This is the Malone revival. This is Creedence Malone revival.
I have at least like 30 tapes in my room and shirts and shit. Like,
Yeah,
it's
I could give
disgusting.
you an All My Wishes shirt or two. We still have some smalls and mediums.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
I've been giving those away for free for the past 2 years since we broke up. The band was only together for a year.
Is that safe to talk about on this podcast, or
Yeah, pretty much. I don't want to name names. Exactly.
I wasn't gonna name names, but I mean we've both been affected by the same people in certain ways. So
Yeah, I remember exactly what happened there.
Yeah.
It was kind of a misunderstanding, I think,
Yeah.
and it was like digging up the past
Yeah.
in a weird way.
yeah. I mean, I didn't have anything to go on about that, but yeah.
Yeah, it was there were some dark moments in All My Wishes, I'll say that. There was some tension,
Yeah.
as screamo bands tend to be.
Well,
Yeah.
I cannot wait for the Behind the Music documentary coming up next month on VH1. Get there, watch it. Is VH1 still real? I don't know. I'm pretty sure it's gone. Seriously, somebody tell me if VH1 still exists.
I believe it's still on the air.
Oh wow. Okay, then yeah, your Behind the Music documentary is coming out next month on VH1. Check it out.
Screamo, San Diego
Yeah,
Scrams.
full of drama, full of laughs and goofs and dancing
smoke.
and kids who smoke.
And kids who don't smoke and are
Kids who
straight
don't
edge.
And
smoke.
oddly enough, Neil Peart, the drummer from Rush, just out of nowhere, he got involved in the story. So it's really engaging to watch. It's great stuff.
Lots of people coming out as non-binary and asking to be called they. That's cool, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, like that's I was doing more of a goof, but that's like a real thing. That like now it seems like I'm a dick for making this a joke. So
It's part joke, part serious.
yeah, now it used to be just joke. Thanks for making it real. You do you. No matter what your pronouns are, I love you and I support you.
I love you, Little B.
Now you're turning my serious thing into a joke. You turn my joke into a serious thing. You turn my serious thing into a joke. Let me live. Anyway, thanks Neil Peart for being on Ian's Behind the Music documentary. It's gonna be great.
And Avril Lavigne is featured.
Oh
or-
right, that one really blew me away. Like I
thought she died.
I
swear she was fucking.
I thought
dead,
she was. I
but-
thought she was like living in Canada and like
She married the guy
chopping
from Sum
wood.
41 for a bit, and they divorced like 2 years later.
Isn't she married to like
The guy from Nickelback.
Yeah.
Yeah,
like,
now she is.
Okay, wait a minute.
Recruiter.
Wait a minute. Okay, so she's married to the guy from Nickelback, and so like if there was ever a movie made about those two, if those two ever did anything interesting enough to warrant having a movie made about them, you could just have Kristen Bell and Dax Shepard, who are married and look exactly the same as them.
Yeah. Yeah.
Directed by Werner Herzog.
Bringing it back.
Oh yeah,
Full circle
and
over
now
there.
we've come full circle. Thanks for being on the podcast.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're an amazing drummer, Neil Peart. Thank you.
Neil Peart.
It's been Neil Peart the
Why
whole
didn't
time.
we-
Twist ending.
Why didn't we give him a microphone? He's just been sitting in the back, like.
I mean, he's a shy
crouching.
guy, I
It's
think.
weird.
I think he would rather play drums than speak.
He doesn't like living in the limelight. It's just not his
The
thing.
universal creed.
Oh, is that your other go-to karaoke song?
I mean, I don't know all the lyrics, but we could put it on and butcher it.
Other Rush song. No, his mind is not for rent. When he got a government. Oh Jesus! I'm so sorry, everyone from Rush. I'll just be waiting at home. You can come and beat the shit out of me. I don't care.
You know what, Rush? Go fuck yourselves. All right.
No, don't make
right,
it worse
Rush.
for me. Rush is already gonna break my legs.
All right, Rush. My name is Jack.
I'm gonna get rushed by Rush thanks to you.
You can go suck an egg. You feel?
Is this our karaoke song?
I guess it is now. All right. Thank you for listening to Oh Well You Bastards. This is gonna be we're just gonna have Rush play us out. Thanks, Neil Peart. Yeah. Modern day warrior, mean stride. Today Tom Sawyer, mean pride. No, his mind is not for rent. Don't put him down as arrogant. His reserve of quiet defense, riding out the days of beds. Musical breakdown. What you say about
about his company is what you say about society. Catch the myth, catch the myth, catch the mystery, catch the drip. The world is a beautiful place. Life lofty, as the skies are all white. They Tom Sawyer get on you, and the spacey maze gets the eye on you. Here's the album cover coming out.
It's slowly
Pictures moving in. I see what you did there, karaoke guy. Instrumental solo. Instrumental solo.
Are we allowed to do two? Can we do City Escape too?
Yeah.
'Cause I will kill that shit.
Yeah, you can do
I will fucking murder that shit.
I could put them in different breaks in the podcast.
Song is actually about Han Solo. He's a modern day Tom Sawyer. Now you need to have an attached video or else they won't know what the fuck is going on.
No, it's not for rent.
Thinking God or government, always totally discontent. He knows change is permanent. It's what changes.
This is the song my mom sang to see me asleep. Still, she sings this every night. I'm trying to sleep because I'm not fucking shut the fuck up.
What you say about his company is what you say about society. Catch the witness, catch the wit, catch the spirit, catch the spit. The world is love and light party. 'Cause I'm into denying our white.
Exit over today's Tom Sawyer gets high on you. And then as you try to get high on the friction of the day, of the day, of the day,
Of the days.
of the day.
Rush, Tom Sawyer from the album Moving Pictures, written by Getty Lee, Alex Lifeson, Neil Peart,
Thanks, Neil Peart!
Ripped from Rock Band.
You couldn't even rip it from Rush. You had to rip it from Rock Band. Way to
You
go,
couldn't
buddy.
even like.
Thank you for this. Thank you for this karaoke thing.
version.
Turn it off.
We're gonna
It's ripped from Rock Band. We can't use this. We can't use it.
Like that stopped us.
EA is gonna come in and split our throats.